Well, ladies and gentlemen, buckle in for a long episode because today we could win the Premier League, the FA Cup and the Europa League. We have three important matches, maybe four, depending on Manchester City's result, against Bournemouth in the Premier League, Everton in the FA Cup final and Milan in the Europa League final. Should we win all three, we will have done a quadruple and won every single trophy that we can win in this season, which would be fantastic. Welcome back, or welcome if you are here for the first time. Of course, this is our 5-season rebuild of Manchester United. It's getting off to a very good start in season 1. We are about to play against Bournemouth. As you could see by the table that was on the other page. Actually, you couldn't. There we go. We are currently top of the league. 3 points clear of Manchester City, who haven't been in great form since we beat them. And they dropped out of the Champions League as well. And the right result going our way against Bournemouth and whoever Man City are playing could seal the Premier League for us today. The main problem, I think, here is we have tired players. Lewandowski needs a rest, so we're not starting him today. Marcus Rashford isn't fully fit. Dybala is also recovering from an injury. He's going to be out for another week or so. Fikayo Tomori also going to be out for another 2 weeks. Luke Thomas is still recovering from his injury, but another 2 weeks there. And Varane not playing today because Varane needs a bit of a rest. So we're just going to rest him for this one, so we have him for the FA Cup. That means our lineup for this first match against Bournemouth looks like this. We've got Donnarumma in goal, Telles, Kaiki, Upamecano and Dalot as our back four. Tonali, McTominay and Fernandes in the centre, although I'm tempted to swap them around as I'm saying this. I am going to swap them around. We then got Rodrigo, Cliver and Cristiano Ronaldo as our front three. As we can see, even in that defence, we're resting Varane, hoping that we get a good result then in the FA Cup final by being able to play him. But our replacement, Kaiki, isn't fully fit either. I think we're going to need at least one more central defender in the summer transfer window, which will be coming up in the next episode. Or if we're not going to get a signing in, then we at least need to have a look at our youth players. Bring some of those back off of loan. Maybe call some up from the under-23s or the under-18s if someone is ready there. And just bolster our squad depth a little bit, I think, at this point. I'm just having a look at this. I don't think we can actually win the Premier League in this match, in the sense that Manchester City aren't playing at the same time. But we can go some way to contributing to that win. We won't see the trophy presentation, etc, etc. But we could potentially do it. I guess that would depend. Looking at the maths on this, we can get, let's say we win today, we'd go up to 89 points. Man City can then go to 86 if they win. So theoretically, it would have to go to the last day of the season and the match against West Ham, which is happening after both the FA Cup final and the Europa League final as well. We'll have a look and see how this match goes, and we'll go from there, really. Hopefully we're getting a good result here, despite having to rotate the team quite heavily, and that last result won't matter against West Ham. Instead of that, it looks like it's going to be a long day. McTominay, who is already on a yellow card, he just got that, I think, well, within the last 10 minutes, has just given away a penalty. Luckily, he hasn't got a yellow card for that, or would be down to 10 men. This, though, could make this episode substantially more difficult. Never mind, maybe not. It stays all square as the Bournemouth striker, I think that was, misses his goal, his shot completely. So that penalty, not really mattering, but we need to be much better in the second half, don't we, really? That has not been a fantastic start to this match. We've not really looked like we're in it, which is going to be very disappointing if we now collapse at the end of the season. We obviously didn't have a great start to the season. We had a 6-0 loss to Manchester City, a shot from some range there by Ronaldo trying to chip the goalkeeper. Did manage to chip the goalkeeper, didn't manage to get it in the back of the net. We obviously lost to Manchester City 6-0 in the second episode of this series. In between that, beautiful stuff. In between that, we also lost to Everton. Both of those happening in the first 4 matches of the season. But since then, beautiful form. And Ronaldo here popping up, considering again he's been basically dropped to a squad player. He comes in when we have someone who isn't fit, but globally he's not a regular nailed on starter. He's just kind of there. I'm kind of preferring to use the players I've brought in and the youth, because it's Ronaldo, but he's not going to be here in 5 years time. In real life, by the time this episode goes up, something might have changed, because I'm recording this for context. I'm recording this on the 8th of July. By the time this goes up, there might have been some sort of advancement in what is becoming into another transfer saga with Cristiano Ronaldo in recent days, at least in my time at the time of recording, having there be rumours that he wants to leave the club. So potentially he won't even be there next season, let alone 5 years into this rebuild. Either way, because of his age, I don't think he'll be here in 5 years. So we're choosing to kind of ignore him, despite the fact that he is the highest paid player at the club and probably one of the highest ability players. That was a bit of a let off there. Jesus, that was a bit of a warning shot. We need to be careful now. I've just seen as well, Bruno Fernandes looking aggressive and tired. Time for that man to come off. Danny van der Beek obviously going to come on there. And who else are we going to change around? Rashford, not quite fit yet, but I think we can bring him on for Rodrigo over on that side and just try and bring him back up to full fitness using this match. And then hopefully we've got him for some sort of rotation if we need it in the FA Cup final, which is going to be against Everton and will be the next match after this one. Who else can we bring on here? Let's just bring on Williams for Alex Telles over on that left-hand side, just because we know that we've only got Telles really as a recognised left-back at the moment. Williams is perfectly decent there, to be fair, but we need to keep both of them as fit as possible. So, Rashford there with a shot. He's not been great this season, has Rashford. He's been injured a lot. And when he has been on the pitch, he hasn't really been scoring goals or contributing all that much, I feel. Without looking at the exact data, I can't say whether that's just me feeling it and it not being true. But he's definitely been injured more than he's been available this season. So should we get a decent sizable offer for him in the summer, maybe it's time for Rashford to move on so we can invest in somebody else in the squad, either in his position or elsewhere. Ball through to Tonali here, and Tonali is going to convert that one just to make sure that Bournemouth can't come back with a last-minute goal here against us and make us lose. We are going to win this one now. We're going to have maybe, even with additional time, maybe 5 minutes or so on there. Good ball there from Kluivert to see the run of Tonali. And Tonali's finish there at the near post was really, really good. Great composure, great finish in there. Chose his spot, saw it. He suddenly, in the last few weeks of in-game time, is popping up with a lot more goals. He didn't really score any for a long, long time here. And in the last few games, he's slowly popping up with them. That does put us quite clearly at the top of the table. Now it's going to be a case of what Manchester City are going to do. And if we are having a look at Manchester City's schedule, the team that they are playing in 3 days' time is Arsenal. They've then got Southampton on the last day of the season. Obviously, the thing is here, they haven't got loads of other games to play. They're going to be playing their Premier League game whilst we're playing the FA Cup final. So potentially we could win the FA Cup and the Premier League on the same day. Look at this though, more injuries. Hopefully Kluivert should be back then just in time for the FA Cup. Rodrigo though is now going to be out for 2 weeks, so he's probably going to miss both the FA Cup and the Europa League. And now the team management is just becoming a little bit of a headache. But despite those selection problems, we have got a almost full first 11 here for the match against Everton. We've got Donnarumma in goal, Telles, Kayiki, Varane and Aarons as our back four. McTominay, Ward-Prowse and Telsman in midfield. Musiala, Sancho and Lewandowski are front three. Kayiki must be well happy about these injuries, because obviously we had Varane getting rested in the last match. We've got Upamecano getting rested in this match because he now needs a rest, and we've obviously got the Europa League final coming up as well. Tomori's injured. He's sitting there rubbing his hands together going, I am the fourth choice, but at the moment I'm almost guaranteed a game just purely due to what other people are doing. It's beautiful, beautiful stuff for him. He is a wonder kid. Hopefully this game time is going to allow him to become a top tier world-class defender by the end of our 5th season here. For now though, let's have a focus on this FA Cup final against Everton, who have started off well there. Couldn't quite get that shot on target though. Having a look through their squad, Calvert-Lewin is still there. Dele Alli still there as well. Donnarumma here going to start us off with a goal kick. It's forward to McTominay. We're just playing tennis? Head tennis with the ball here from that goal kick. Serge Aurier over there for Everton. And it's just a very slow sort of match so far. Both teams seem to be filling the other one out. We need to get going a little bit quicker than this. I know we're only 10 minutes in, but we don't want to let Everton in the game and then have to be fighting to get back in it. We want to be setting the pace here. Sancho with the ball into Lewandowski, holding that one up for Telsman. Big ball in front of Musiala there. Again, holding it up so he can get some support, and that was almost a goal there. It's just a oof clearance from Everton into the stands. Get that one as far away from their box as humanly possible. Once again, though, they seem to be the team here that is in control of the possession, except Lewandowski here has... Oh, he pressed so well there. He pressed so well. That was probably worth a goal at the end of it. We could get one here, though, with another Ward-Prowse special, but instead it is cleared pretty easily, and that's the end of the highlight. I was going to say that Everton, obviously very clearly in control of possession here, which we don't normally have too much of a problem with. Ward-Prowse with a free kick, and that one is also going wide. We can't seem to convert any of these chances. We're getting some really good chances. Another corner here from Ward-Prowse. That one goes sailing over as well. Getting chances, not converting them. You got to think, if we don't start doing this soon, this is going to come back to haunt us. Max Aaron with a cross into the box this time. Musiala down to Telles for his 3rd goal of the season. Probably our 3rd choice, maybe, left back at this point. I don't know. But he's definitely not the regular starter in the side today through injuries, much like Kaiki. But here, he's really helped out the team get that goal. Musiala nodded down to Telles, and he's just found the spot. Blasted that one past Pickford, and we are now 1-0 up against Everton in this FA Cup final. Ward-Prowse over to Alex Telles. We are on the attack again. Can we get a second before half-time? Musiala, hold that one up into Ward-Prowse. We're playing around in the box here. Musiala now, that's the 2nd, 15th goal of the season for Jamal Musiala. Another fantastic signing this season. A wonder kid that's going to be here hopefully for many years to come, and will become an absolute integral part of the team, because he was involved in basically all of that attack, and it's a beautiful finish. And we are now 2-0 up, and all those sort of trepidation, woes, all of that stuff about we weren't converting our chances. Now we've got one. We look eager to just add to these numbers. Musiala in again here, and he's absolutely taken the net off. Whether that's going to get called back from VAR and for offside is another matter, but he has absolutely rifled that one in. The goal is awarded. We are 3-0 up. Look at Musiala, is proper up for this one. Back to Telles there, makes basically an identical run to the first goal and absolutely smashes that one in. That was basically exactly the same as the first goal. The second goal, sorry. The Everton defence there need to wake up a little bit realistically, because Musiala has contributed to all of those goals so far. He is absolutely running them ragged, and I think here, unless something goes drastically wrong in this second half, we've basically now guaranteed ourselves the FA Cup. I am just going to change this to the Premier League, where, as we can see, as it stands, Manchester City are winning 5-1, sorry, against Arsenal. So We can't actually put the league table up here, I don't think, which is a bit annoying. We probably aren't going to seal the Premier League today. We're going to have to wait until that match against West Ham at the end of the season. Now we're into the 75th minute, though. We're just going to make the substitutions. Rashford can come on for Lewandowski. Musiala we probably want to keep, so Ronaldo can come on. And I'd say Ward-Prowse is the other one we really want for the next match. So we'll just make all three of those substitutions at once. We're just seeing out the rest of the game here, really. There's not even been, I don't think, a highlight in the second half. It's very, very quiet. We're just doing our duty here, seeing out the match very, very professionally, right to the end. And this is going to be it. We've won it now. Everton aren't getting back in it with a minute to spare, obviously. They might score here, which would be a little bit annoying. But, you know, we'd take it. They aren't going to score. It's going to go back to a goal kick. It's not even going to go back to a goal kick. We're going to sound the final whistle. We are going to go and get our second trophy of the season. It's our second cup final. It's our second trophy. It's the second possible thing we could have won, and we've won it. This is turning into a bit of a weird rebuild. I thought 5 years because, you know, it's going to take a little while to get the team together. It really isn't. It makes you wonder what Manchester United are doing in real life, because if FM is meant to be a realistic simulation, which we know it is both the most realistic and the most unrealistic scenario that you can use to look at football, but we're absolutely romping everyone here. Once we got the tactics right, once we brought in our own signings, Lewandowski again, he obviously helps. We've absolutely nailed everyone to the wall this season. It's been spectacular, and we're still on for both other trophies as well. We're having a look at the Premier League. Obviously it looks like Manchester City still can mathematically catch up, and they would actually go over us on goal difference, but we've done the double so far, which is quite nice. We're saying that Lewandowski, Ward-Prowse and Varane all need to be rested. I don't think that's going to happen with a Europa League final coming up, but never mind. And now it's over to the second final of the episode. And for that final, our lineup against AC Milan is as follows. Donnarumma in goal, Telles, Varane, Upamecano and Dalot as our back four. We're just going to switch them around. Tonali, Ward-Prowse, Tielemans, Musiala, Sancho and Lewandowski. Hopefully we can go and get our second piece of silverware of the episode and our third of the season. We've already done a double. Can we do in this episode a quadruple? That would be fantastic. And it would mean as well, we'd have to come back in the next episode, do the season review, have a look at the summer transfers, and work out what our target is for the rest of the 4 seasons. Because when I started this series, I basically went, Man United haven't won a trophy since 2017. Our realistic goal here is just to win as many trophies as possible. That will take a few seasons and hopefully win a Premier League. But if we're going to win all these trophies in season 1, then probably we need to have a look at setting ourselves a different goal. And I'm thinking, and we'll talk about it properly in tomorrow's episode, but I'm thinking the goal has to be, oh Jesus, Ibrahimovic there, absolutely rifling that one in. Hold that thought we were talking about, what our goal needs to be. Whilst we have a look at this, the goal has been awarded. We've just gone 1-0 down to Milan. Zlatan Ibrahimovic, obviously formerly of Manchester United, has just absolutely battered that one into the back of the net. Right, that makes things a little bit more interesting. Dalot has absolutely skinned the AC Milan midfielder. Crossed it into the box to Musiala, gets his head to it, can't quite keep it down. That would have been perfect. Straight off a kick-off, going up the other end and scoring would have been brilliant. We're just going to demand more from the team here. We need to get back in this pretty quickly. I'd quite like this additional piece of silverware, but instead at half-time we're going to go in 1-0 down. I want to see a better display in the second half, lads. Come on, do you not want this bit of silverware? I know we've just won one like 4 days ago, but surely you want another. I think the as I was mentioning before we got rudely interrupted by a Zlatan Ibrahimovic goal, I think that the goal would need to be win the quadruple in a season, but obviously a quadruple with the Champions League. So you'd want to win in the same season the FA Cup, the Champions League, the Premier League, and one other trophy. So either the Carabao Cup, the Community Shield, the Cup Winners' Cup, something like that. But you'd want to do a quadruple that contains the Premier League, the FA Cup, and the Champions League. And that would be your aim for the 5 seasons to do that. Alex Telles into Lewandowski with his 25th goal of the season. Has just drawn us level. Beautiful. We can all breathe a little bit. We are back to level pegging. We have still got, just to mention after this, another blooming match in this episode, which is going to be super long. Apologies in advance, because we've now got to face West Ham and seal the Premier League. We are really dominant in this match as well. And that's the thing. We're not... Exactly, although we're only 1-1, we're not doing our normal thing of sacrificing possession, etc, etc. We are like pretty dominant in this. Just looking, everyone's a bit tired. Sancho is going to come off for Cliver. Musiala going to come off for Ronaldo. We'll just make those 2 changes at the moment. Hopefully inject a little bit of energy and pace into that front 3, because the other 2 wingers were tired, and maybe that'll be enough if we go on a counter attack like here, like Lewandowski desperately trying to gain back possession, lunging a bit too much for my liking, but we'll give him props for the pressing and trying to get the ball back. Upamecano's made a horrible mistake here though, and it's fallen to Olivier Giroud. Luckily Ronaldo comes back, regains possession, jumping on that misplaced pass, but now he's been tackled. This is proper end-to-end in this couple of minutes here. Giroud to Nally this time regains possession. Now we're on the counter-attack. Tielemans to Tonali. Ball forward for Kluivert to run onto. Holding it up for Ronaldo to head home. And now we are ahead in this tie. Finally, that was an extremely strange highlight. Just balls everywhere. Everyone misplacing passes. But at the end of it all, we come out on top with that ball forward to Kluivert and him just aiming for the head of Ronaldo, who we know's got the jumping reach of a giraffe. That's probably a misconception. Do giraffes jump high? Or is it just they are really tall to begin with? I don't feel like a giraffe looks like it would jump very high. I think if nothing else, because why would it need to? They're already quite tall. Not sure how I've ended up talking about giraffes. Welcome to my new YouTube channel. Occasionally, I will just go off on one. We are now about 5 minutes away from getting our second piece of silverware in this episode. It is AC Milan that are on the ball in this highlight though. Ball into the box for Giroud. Varane there to sweep it up and back to Donnarumma. And now we go forward once again. Kluivert, the man who got the assist for the first goal, down on the right hand side, back into Ronaldo. It was nodded down, but unfortunately AC Milan are going to clear that one. Upamecano going to bring this one forward. Realistically, do a bit of time wasting here. Alex Telles swinging that one in, trying to find Lewandowski. Once again, it's cleared by AC Milan, but once again, we regain possession. I'll bring it forward. Dalot now with a shot, but it is very, very easily saved by the AC Milan goalkeeper, who's going to absolutely oof that one forward. Upamecano once again stealing the ball off of Giroud. He's been really, really good with his placement today. Giroud's not really had a look in. Lewandowski over to Kluivert here, who can go it alone. He can go it alone. He chips the goalkeeper. 3-1 up. Game over. We're winning the Europa League. What a goal from him there. The composure shown by Kluivert there is fantastic. Lewandowski into him, and he manages to get the right side of his man, takes on the goalkeeper and just chips that one as calmly as you like for our third goal, and the one that will now seal the Europa League trophy. And here we are for the second time in this episode, going to collect our piece of shiny silverware. Thank you very much. Go and collect your trophy, lads. Well, we've seen this a couple more times this season than I thought we would. It's not the big European trophy yet. It is the Europa League rather than the Champions League. But it is a very, very good start, and we will, of course, be in the Champions League next season. It's just now a case of, are we going in there as Premier League champions, Or are we going in there as runners up to the Champions League, having been overtaken by our local rivals on the last day of the season? And without further ado, because the episode is already quite long, let's get straight over to that match that's happening in 3 days' time. And as we can see, everyone is basically shattered for this match. We've got Donnarumma in goal, Max Aarons over on the right-hand side, Tomori, who's not quite fully fit, Kaiki, and Thomas, who's just coming back from injury, McTominay, Ward-Prowse, who needs a rest, and Fernandes. We've then got Cristiano Ronaldo, who's fine, Kluivert, who's fine, Lewandowski, who needs a rest as well. Hopefully we just get through this match. We need a point. We need a draw or a win here, and we are champions, and it doesn't matter what Manchester City do. It is just get out there, get 1 point out of this one, and we are all good. Oh, Belotti. They've got Belotti at West Ham. That's scary. I really like Belotti. I had him at, in the Chelsea rebuild, which if you haven't watched on the channel, even if you're a Manchester United fan, it is interesting to go and watch. Have a look at it. I'll chuck an info card up in the top corner so you can go and find that one. He was there, but once again, that was the rebuild where we ended up signing Lewandowski a couple of months later, and the guy never got a look in. But when I've had him on previous FMs, he's been really, really good. He's just like a natural poacher, but he isn't the price of a natural poacher because he isn't, you know, one of the elite top tier strikers. He doesn't cost like quite as much money as you think he would. Ward-Prowse trying to run back and regain possession there off of that corner that was cleared, but not quite got the legs to do it. Declan Rice on the ball there, Dawson back to Rice, but he is pickpocketed by Fernandes. Ronaldo now holding the ball up to play that one back to Thomas, and we're just going to look for this early goal here. McTominay trying to get across into the box. That one hasn't come off. West Ham now on the counter attack. They have got the legs on us, I think, today, and Thomas is going to bring a West Ham player down, and I don't know if that was in the box or not. It's going to go to VAR. It's a clear foul. It's whether or not that was inside the penalty area or whether it was outside. It's no penalty. It's just a free kick. Okay, that's not quite as bad as it could have been. Obviously, they could still score off of this. Cresswell, but Donnarumma are going to come out and claim that one, and we can breathe a little bit more freely again. Big ball forward from the goal kick here for him. Ronaldo not managing to latch onto that one, and once again West Ham are on the attack. Kaiki there again getting some more game time. Like I mentioned earlier, he must be rubbing his hands together all the game time he's getting. He's played in an FA Cup final, he's played in the last 2 Premier League games of the season. He's been playing in some very, very important matches for a player that is not anywhere near the first choice 11, realistically. Been brought in to be a bit of a backup and just be mentored by the 3 defenders in front of him. Instead of that, he's turned into a very, very important squad player at the end of the season. I don't like that we're being given the runaround here, and the man I mentioned in the build-up, Belotti, has come and absolutely punished us there. He has absolutely punished us there. I think that means Donnarumma's not going to get the most clean sheets ever by a Manchester United goalkeeper as well now, because I'm pretty sure he had to get this one to beat the record. Belotti just absolutely thumped that one. Our defence was absolutely nowhere to be seen, and this is just utterly disgusting, our performance at the moment. It does mean currently Manchester City, where are they on here? Manchester City are currently drawing with Southampton. So at the moment, we're still top of the league. But obviously, if they score, that's going to all change. And instead, it is Southampton that have scored. So currently, Manchester City are losing 1-0 as well, which is good for us. I'd rather actually win the league by getting the point as a bare minimum that we need. We can get back in this. We 100% can get back in this. We just need to do it quite quickly. I think I just saw as well, yeah, Manchester City now have scored and they are now top of the league. This would be an utter collapse. Ronaldo trying to find Kluivert, and instead West Ham are once again coming forward. At what point do we chuck Ronaldo up front with Lewandowski? Ward-Prowse has lunged in with both feet as well. That's going to be a straight red. That's 100%. Yeah, that's a straight red. Oh, the Premier League is slipping away from us here. We're going to have to do that and hope for the best. Or do we kind of play through the centre here? Can Kluivert play in the middle? He can't play in the middle. Musiala, though, could come on. He can play in the middle. Except I've not brought him on. Musiala can play in the middle. I know that as an attacking midfielder on support. And we just tell the lads to play through the middle here. I guess that's probably maybe our best bet at the moment. 2 up top. I didn't actually take any notice of what that put Ronaldo as. A deep line forward. I think, if anything, we go with Lewandowski as the deep line forward. And Cristiano Ronaldo, try and say that properly, Cristiano Ronaldo as the advance forward instead. We'll try and go with that. We've got to try and get something out this match. We need to change it quickly. Aaron's with a throw in here, passing that one back to Tomori. And now we can try and advance. We just need to get a goal out of this. And then we can try and shut up shop a little bit or try and grab a second. But a point will do it for us. But we need to go and get a goal and we need to not concede again. And Ward-Prowse, after probably being one of the players of the season, I would say, other than maybe Lewandowski, probably our best signing in Ward-Prowse, has really let us down here. And Belotti's just got a second. Oh, no. Oh, it's all gone wrong. It's all gone wrong. This is not the end to this episode that I wanted. It's all going very, very wrong. And despite being down to 10 men here, we need to get 2 goals before the end of the match. Man City are winning, so they're unlikely to be pegged back. We're going to have to go attack him. We're 100% going to have to go attacking here. The problem is we're down to 10 men and most of the players were already absolutely shattered before we started. This, now, the squad depth has really, really caught up with us. We don't look like we're going to get back in this. We're going to have to go very attacking now. Very attacking. We can make, what, another 2 substitutions? Who do we bring on here? Tonali. I mean, Fernandez is already tired and is on a yellow card, so he probably needs to come off. And then who do we bring on? Who makes the most difference here? I'm not sure. Varane, maybe? Just for the set piece prowess, if we get a corner. He's been knocking them home all season off of the corners. Obviously, normally delivered by Ward-Prowse, which isn't going to be happening here. Lewandowski on the ball. He's also on a yellow card now. Tonali over to Musiala. We have got the ball. We need to move a bit more emergency though. Ronaldo's hitting the post. Ronaldo's hit the post, and I think that's game over for this season. We're going to have lost the Premier League on the final day because we are going to have lost to West Ham. That is such a letdown. After where we were. I mean, I did say that at the start of the season, we probably wouldn't be winning the Premier League this season. It's just very annoying to be top at the start of the final day and to then not go and win it. And it's because you've decided to utterly collapse in the last match because we've been on such a long unbeaten run in the Premier League. Not in all competitions, because obviously we did lose to PSG in the second leg of the Europa League. We won the match overall, but it was on penalty, so actually we did lose it, and that means we're not going to win the Premier League today. We've not scored. I mean, we weren't good enough at the end of the day. Fair play, but it does mean instead of being champions, we are going to be joint top, but we're going to lose on goal difference. We end up quite a lot ahead of Liverpool. Wolves are in 4th. Arsenal in 5th, and then we've got Chelsea and Spurs all the way down here. They're not even in European contention, let alone Champions League. That is a little bit of a disappointment. We do seem to have an £89 million transfer budget for next season though. So we go again. And with that, if you have enjoyed today's episode, then please do drop a like down below. Not the ending we wanted, but we did win 2 more trophies in this episode, bringing us up to a treble for the season. If you haven't subscribed already because you're new to the channel, maybe hit the subscribe button as well as we try and get to our 2,000 subscribers on this channel. That is the goal. If you could help out, it'd be really, really appreciated. Until next time though, guys, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you over on the next episode for the transfers. We'll review the season and we'll work out what we need to do so that this doesn't happen next season. Bye bye.